Welcome to your pre-departure orientation at the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. We are so excited to have you study abroad with us in the coming semester. International travel has opened up significantly over the last year. Nonetheless, you will still most likely be traveling abroad during the COVID-19 global pandemic. This coming section will talk about information that you can consider and things you should know as you prepare to study abroad at this time. As we jump in here to this section, one of the questions that we receive is how St. Ben's and St. John's conducts a study abroad assessment and what information we use. We want you to know that student safety and well-being are the primary concerns of the Center for Global Education and our international education partners. The Center for Global Education continually monitors updates from the U.S. State Department, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, intelligence reports, host country governmental health ministries, and our international education partners. The Center for Global Education also complies with best practices in the field of international education, including those endorsed by NASA, the Association of International Educators, and the Forum on Education Abroad. So as we jump in here, traveling during an ongoing pandemic poses new and different challenges. What that means is that students must be prepared to remain aware of the changing situation in their host environment. And they must also agree to take responsibility to ensure they are acting in accordance with the rules, regulations, and recommendations of their host communities. There will be special policies, different expectations, and new rules within any program in any host environment that can change rapidly as a result of COVID-19. One of the things we want you to be aware of is that each of the country that all of the countries that you're traveling to have Center for Disease Control's country travel notices. We encourage you to check out the travel notice specific to your country before you travel there, as it will outline information that you should be aware of in regards to COVID-19. Many of these countries, and if the United States was ranked as well, would also rank high for COVID-19 levels. As a result of this, the Center for Disease Control says that you should not travel to the country unless you have been vaccinated against COVID-19. Consequently, St. Ben's and St. John's is requiring all participants on St. Ben's and St. John's sponsored international activities to be fully vaccinated and boosted against COVID-19 prior to their departure date. This is for the protection of participants, staff members, and local communities. Most countries now require proof of COVID-19 vaccination for entry into the country. In many countries, proof of vaccination is also required to enter many venues, including classrooms, student housing, museums, theaters, and restaurants. Unvaccinated participants will be unable to participate fully in the global education programming. We also want to point out that as a student traveling on a St. Ben St. John's international program, that you will be automatically enrolled in international health insurance. This international health insurance policy is available on the Canvas site, and the link here will lead you to more specific information. But we want to call out that this policy includes in-country medical insurance. It includes emergency medical and security evacuation. It includes a repatriation benefit, and pre-existing conditions are also covered by this medical benefit. Again, if you're looking for information specific to your case, please feel free to check out this link for more information. We also want to call out what this health insurance policy means for COVID-19. The insurance policy covers you if you become sick with COVID-19, but unless ordered by a doctor out of medical necessity, insurance will not cover the following. It will not cover COVID-19 security evacuation, trip interruption, and trip cancellation benefits. It will not cover expenses related to government quarantine, and it does not cover COVID-19 tests required by government authorities. At this time, students are allowed to travel outside of their host country, but independent travel also carries some additional risks that we want to be sure that you're aware of. So COVID-19, as we've mentioned, is a fluid situation with changing government travel regulations. Government travel restrictions can change with little or no notice. You are responsible for monitoring and adhering to government regulations within each country that you travel to. You are responsible for all additional costs related to independent travel, including costs related to testing, self-isolation, quarantine, and/or delays. We also want to be sure to point out that in unintended delays or isolation and quarantine due to independent travel will not be considered an excuse or absence, an excused absence from academic programs. Finally, you might have specific questions of what it looks like in your individual program country. After the virtual orientation in the coming weeks, you'll have the opportunity to meet in person with your CG faculty director, your CG program manager, and student ambassadors who have traveled to that country. In these program-specific orientations, it will cover visa paperwork if that's applicable, site-specific information. We'll talk about program dates and international flights. So at this point, please do not purchase international flights until you've been instructed to by your CG program manager. And if there are any entrance or exit requirements as they relate to COVID-19. Thank you again for your attention. We look forward to working with you on this upcoming experience. Please reach out to us with any questions, and also you'll learn more information now in the coming sections. Thank you very much.